Alright, I am back. I have typed in my numbers. Here's the quick little review of what happened over the week. Going to the daily. So you lost money 3 days out of the week there, and made money 2 of the days. So overall, 7 for 17, so a 40% win rate. I traded 24,000 shares this week, and honestly, it could have been a lot more because there was a bunch of trades that I definitely should have taken, but either missed or just, whatever excuse I guess could come out of not taking the trade. I mean, there's a few that I took that I shouldn't have taken, and a few that I didn't take that I should have taken. So overall, this is wrong. 2 winning days. Commissions were just crazy through the roof. I mean, this is 3 times the most I've ever. It looks like 57 is the most I've ever traded in 1 week, and I mean, I tripled it. Obviously part of it's due to taking a lot of trades. Like, look, I haven't taken double digits trades this entire year, and this week I took 17 trades. So there's definitely some over trading, especially today. Today was probably we'll find out, but today I feel like is the only day that I feel like I over traded and took a bunch of trades that I shouldn't have taken. So definitely get to that whenever, but I mean, it's a crazy week. $230 that I can count offhand that should not have been losses due to my mistakes and whatnot, which kind of goes back to my compliance column here. Anything that isn't a 1 is going into that. So this Hertz trade, MYL, definitely. I remember MYL still. I was up well above where I should have been taking profits, and I just didn't take profits. I mean, we'll go over it and get to it, but a couple down here, nothing on Thursday it looks like, so it's kind of just the week at a glance here, and then go back up to my P&L curve. A little bit of a chop in here. So I mean, all these flat lines are every week or day that I haven't been trading. So I mean, there's a solid 2 months here where there's just, I mean, I think this was 1 day of trading, and then there was another day of trading, and then that was pretty much it. I mean, I haven't had a chance to do one of these weekly reviews either since this June 15th year, because I ended up doing a monthly review on this one. I mean, all of July was just nothing. I had that 1 day, and then I think I was gone for this one, and then didn't see anything but sat there. So I mean, it's been a while since I have traded, especially this much. So I mean, there's definitely a ton to review. I'm actually pretty excited to see what we're gonna see here. Got plenty to go over. I'm gonna go over every single one of these trades, so it's probably gonna be a pretty long video. But numbers, really, I'm not super upset, I guess. I mean, I don't want to give myself an excuse and say, oh, it's fine or whatever, it's first week back, but I think it's a good thing to get the mistakes done and out of the way so that I recognize them, I know what I'm doing, I know what not to do, and next week can come back much stronger. The other thing that I'm really happy about is that I lost 10 trades, but I'm only down $125, well, minus commissions. So I mean, just from that alone, it's telling me that my losers are much smaller, and since I've been trading bigger size, that's actually a pretty good sign. So I'm definitely happy about that. I mean, these really aren't that big of losers. My biggest loser was only $120, and you can see all the money that I'm risking. Where is it? Risk. Dollars at risk. So I was risking $500 on the Etsy trade. Only $12. No, that was the partial fill. 150. 100. So I mean, for the most part, I'm only risking $100 on all these really small, super tight risk trades. I mean, just looking at my my size too. I mean, 750, 750, 350, 500, 1500, 500, 600. So these are much bigger numbers that I'm used to trading, I guess. And to still see that it's only so slightly negative is definitely a good sign. So anyway, first trade I took on the week was C's. It was an unusual buyer-seller play. I made $45 on it. Looks like I was up $100 at one time, risking $90. So I was up 1R on it at one point, and I gave myself a 1 for compliance. And it looks like it went a lot higher after I got out. So what I want to do for all of these is I want to just do a quick little screenshot of the trade. So looks like I bought down here at 25. Remember a little bit, there was a hidden seller here at 25, and then once we broke through, busted up. But this is a scalp trade, it's not a buy and hold trade. So the buy and hold is a little different. It's not in my playbook of taking something like this and holding it. That's just kind of a coincidence, I guess, that went up. So watch the video, don't need that. So C's. Alright, so we're getting close to that 25. I think originally I was watching it for a gap and go, and then once it got to that 25, I just noticed that we couldn't break it. Couldn't bust through or nothing. So you can see on the tape all those numbers just running through 25, and yet nothing's happening. Then once we break, pops up to 25.20. I'm filled at 02, so with 750. So I mean, really, I'm not risking too much on it. Let's see. Yeah, risking only 90 bucks. I mean, it's a scalp, so I'm up 20 cents. What was my risk? Risk was $24.90, so I'm only risking about 10 cents. I'm already up 20 cents, so I'm 2 times my 1R here. So really, I don't know. I never thought about looking at the moving averages the way that I am now with the pre-market moving averages. I mean, maybe that's it's just another target to go for. I probably am holding on a little too long for this, and I took half at 14. I think with these scalps I need to be taking more than just half. I think I need to be taking at least 2/3, 3/4 off. And it pops back up. I mean, it's a scalp, so, you know, I take what I can get, and it comes back, and I cover the rest. I think I'm going to write that down. Take 2/3 or 3/4 off. Because, I mean, it's a scalp, and it's early in the day, and I'm playing off of volatility and the volume. I mean, whenever I take half, that usually means that I'm holding on to that other half for further movement. But this is a scalp. I shouldn't be holding it on for further movement, so I think I definitely need to be switching that. I mean, that's basically the end of the trade. It's just a super short scalp. So Etsy gap and go up. Only made $8 on it. It looks like it got about halfway to my profit target. So I was in it. That's why too, is I was trying to get in at 50, and I got in at 50.17. So it's give and go up. So super quick. It doesn't look that good on light speeds. Maybe I should have taken a picture of TradingView's chart, because I know this candle, this little number right here is nothing, and it just kind of screws up what the chart looks like. But let's see what we got. So I got my order in at 50. I know it makes like a small green doji on the TradingView chart. And usually when these things lock up at whole numbers like this, it's another like hidden seller buyer case. So it really does add to what it is that I'm trying to get. So spread is definitely wide. I gave myself 17 cents, and I mean, if I didn't give myself 17 cents, I probably wouldn't have gotten in the trade. Okay, so whenever we get to 50, that tape really starts picking up. You can see these giant buyers coming in, which is always a good sign. So it gets in. I feel like that fill could have been a little bit better. Just didn't happen, I guess. I don't know. Alright, same case. Once we get to 50, everybody starts hopping in. Okay, and we just immediately bust through the 50 there. Some 16,000 coming in. Big numbers. So I should be getting triggered right now. I mean, you know, there's plenty of space in there for me to be getting filled, but pops up to 23, and I guess I'm just a little late in line. So I'm getting filled at 17. That might be me right there. A little bit of 17, so that's the other thing. So this price says I got in at 50.16. This one says 50.17. So I'm thinking, you know, all these here are me. So I mean, it really does look like I'm last in line or something. Either way, pops up nicely. I mean, originally I'm risking 50 cents trying to get 50 cents, so I want to see it at 50.50. So the ask gets up to 60, busts through 50, but the bid's not moving up. I remember we're kind of stalling here. We're not really, it wasn't really doing anything up here. So at this point I need to start getting a little cautious about what it is I want to be doing with taking profits. And that red is a good sign for me to take, you know, a partial, and I do, which is good. But again, it's you know, the gap and goes are scalps too, pretty much. So I think the same case with the unusual buyer seller. I need to be taking 2/3 instead of 3/4, or 2/3 instead of just, you know, what is this, close to a third. But I wait for it a little bit. Give it a chance, and right about there, it's definitely the good time to get out. So I mean, I traded it well. It's just what I really should have done is taken more. That was not, they're not buy and holds, they are in and out. So that was fine. That's alright. I can deal with that. Next trade was X-Ray, unusual buyer seller. Let's see. So X-Ray. Oh man, alright, so it happens pretty quick. I noticed that within 10 seconds I pretty much had to decide to take this or not. So I'm trying to sell 1,000 shares into this. I mean, the stop is, I mean, it's a really, really good looking trade here. I mean, the 9's coming down on it. We're really getting stuck on a VWAP. So it gives me a really tight risk. Decent reward. I mean, it's like a 2-to-1. You see in the 20s it's been holding, so I'm definitely trying to take this from from 40 to 20 here, if I get that chance, because I mean, it could be quick, it could be slow, I don't really know. So again, with the circuit breakers, I'm trying to time it. So break underneath, lots of red, big sellers coming in here, decent sized buyer. I clicked the button pretty late, honestly, but I'm just sitting there, and I'm just not getting filled. I don't understand why I'm just not getting filled. Like, it's a market order just sitting out there, and I'm not getting filled. Like, now I don't want to get filled because it's already too far gone. But I mean, it's a really clear trade, because you can just see that the sellers are just stepping down every single time. We keep moving a tick lower. I mean, my stop is whenever these guys are gone. So I mean, he's still there, he's still there, he's still there, still there. Now it looks like I need to take profit right at the 20 too. Just one of those trades that I just missed. I don't know. That's just this one. There's just nothing I can do about that. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, within a minute, it did everything that I wanted it to. Within 30 seconds, it did everything that I wanted it to. I just didn't get filled. I don't know. Maybe you can't do limit orders. I don't think. I'm definitely not fast enough to step down with those guys either whenever the price is moving down, so I don't really know what I can do differently about this one, because I know stop limits get erased. I don't know if I've tried a limit order on a circuit breaker, but maybe I'll keep an eye out for that one next time. But I mean, it's a perfect setup. It looks great, and ultimately it turned into a gap and go trade, or not gap and go, yeah, SMB VWAP trade, because it still dropped. And I mean, it's perfect for a really tight risk and everything. It's just the fact that I got filled 100 shares just really threw me off, and I just said forget it. Because I think ultimately what I should have done, I don't remember exactly what I wanted to do, is I wanted it to be both. I wanted to have 2 orders in, but obviously just that 1,000 shares. 1,000 shares is for the unusual buyer-seller scalp, which I immediately take 500 whenever it gets down to that 20. But I can hold on to 500 shares for that SMB trade, which definitely would have worked out as well. Just didn't get filled. Looks like we got Z. Z is an SMB consolidation and a VWAP. Lost 120 on it, risking 150, so close to my total stop loss here. Okay, I see what's going on. Getting a circuit breaker. Let's see what happened before I got in. Come on, let's go. Okay, so I need more. VLC is gonna load. Alright, so definitely super clear again. Very nice opening drive down. Comes a VWAP, fails really hard. Fails to make a new low of day though. Comes back to VWAP again, fails pretty hard, and we got 2 moving averages coming down on it. And there's an unusual buyer at 48. So again, super good looking trade. Pretty tight risk. 20 cents should be my risk. I don't know what I did. Target R, that's not it. 0.28. I must have mistyped something here. Profit target 47.83. Oh, I got filled at 47.90. That's what the problem was. Risk 48.18. Yeah, or 15. It's close enough because, you know, I'm kind of anticipating that whenever this breaks down, all these moving averages are going to come down and my stop loss is going to change. But I think 20 was probably the better choice here. So I mean, it kind of turns into a 1-to-1 almost. So low buying volume right before the break here. Killing me, VLC. It's like every time I turn on OBS, it just does this. So you can see a ton of flow coming into 48, but nothing's changing. Boom, entry. I think I can time these a little better now because for the C's and the X-ray trade, you can tell that whenever, like right before it's about to break, by watching the tape. Like here's a good case. You see these the red numbers start to flow, and then that's where I gotta be much faster, and I'm just a little too slow. So I think the circuit breakers, I gotta be on it a little bit more. That, or if I just enter before the break, but I don't know. I've never been that kind of trader, I guess. Either way, it's just a horrible entry. So I mean, whenever I get that bad of an entry, I'm already right off the bat not looking forward to being in this trade. And I mean, I know you're supposed to hold on and pretend like it's like you originally got your entry or whatever, you know, keep the same risk and everything, but because of the horrible entries, my risk is totally different. I'm risking an extra. I mean, originally I'm trying to risk, you know, $100, but now it turns into $150 just because of the bad entry. But I mean, immediately, just it's a bad move. It already, right from the beginning, it's not looking like a good trade, regardless of my fill or not. And the other thing was, with these SMB shorts that I've been taking, I've been getting squeezed like crazy lately on them, so that also is telling me not to, give these too much of a chance. Gets up to 6. So I mean, you can tell that there's just no selling coming in, but it's a lower candle, smaller candle than the previous one. It didn't reach as high. So I mean, really, I can just change my risk to just to move higher above these candles, because it already isn't looking good. Like right here, and I hit out, get out at 48.10. I mean, that's what I gotta do, so that's fine. But here is a better entry, and also it's making a triangle. So I mean, if I really did bail on this trade like I did, like this is another good spot to get in, with a stop loss just right above these candles here. I don't remember what it does. I don't remember if I watched the trade that long. But I mean, with this, at the same time, it's a triangle, moving average is coming down, but lower volume, shorts are definitely getting caught here. And I mean, this is just, it's a squeeze city setup right now. I mean, if this thing does break above these two candles here, you can bet that there's going to be some other people covering their shorts. Oh, what did I do? Why did I close that out? Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So I mean, the short was okay. The entry was bad. The idea was good. Ultimately, though, it turned out to be a bullish scenario just because of the way that things were acting. I don't know. Maybe that's another playbook trade I might be able to throw into my strategies or something. Because I mean, this is really clear, super clear. Lower low, or higher low again on a failed breakdown, and the volume's kicking out. This is that candle right here. I mean, from that point, it's just boom. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that one. And then we have HTZ. HTZ was a SMB consolidation trade. Just a flat loser. Wasn't positive for a second. Going for 3RR, which was 18.59. I was in at 18.70, so I'm risking 11 cents to try and get 30 cents. So I mean, it sounds like it's a good setup. HTZ. So what happened? So definitely a little late into this. Ultimately, really good entries right here. I mean, it's a super good looking opening range play. Came back to view up again. Good entries over 18 right here. Getting stuck at 18.75, pops above, comes back, fails to break underneath these candles. Same situation. I mean, I don't really know what happened here. I definitely need to see what's going on. Okay, so I am long 750 shares at 77. I don't think that I saw exactly how I got filled. Okay, so I just jump right to it. I have a stop limit order in. What do I have here? Oh, okay, that's right. This is, oh, okay, I remember all this. This is where I just blew it with the limit orders, because I kept freaking out about, why my limit order isn't trying to get me in at 70 where I'm trying to get in, and it just fills me immediately at 77, because this market being a stop means that this limit is going to go in as a stop limit. So it just, boom, immediately, right in. So I get right out, because I'm like, what's going on here? Change the market, and then that's just really bad. I clicked this buy button on the market. I don't know what happened. I just totally freaked out on it. I mean, at this point I was lost. I was like, what is going on? I gave it another shot though. What happened here? I didn't see what happened there. Went a little too fast. So now I click limit on light speed at 1870. You can feel it at 1870 or 69-ish as it's coming back down. It gives me the mistake I made on this one is really misjudging my risk. I mean, it's already given so many shots going higher, and that's good, that's fine, but also at the same time, getting later in the day, about 40 minutes in, you can already see volumes dying off, but it does have the chance to pick up again, so the trade's definitely not over, but I need to be a little more, what's the word, risk conscious. I made my risk here at this 1850, when this really isn't anything. This isn't a special level at all. This is just kind of where it came back to, and now it's just, I mean, it's going to retest this again when this is clearly, very clearly, the last spot that held really strong, even on low volume. So, I mean, the problem with this one is, you know, I made my risk 20 cents when really it should have been about 30. So it's like, I should have risked 30 to make 30. So, I mean, my numbers were messed up. What's the word I said? I wrote my mistakes. I got a big whiteboard sitting next to me. It said make sure the numbers and risk reward make sense, and the risk reward on this one did not make sense. I should still be in that trade. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can see it never broke that level. Plus, this gives me another opportunity to add even more size on tighter risk because I never gave it that chance to make an actual new low. I just kind of assumed that this was going to be the new low. So I kind of jumped the gun on this one. Turd. So I entered too early, didn't give the stock a chance to give me a good risk reward or set a new high low. I mean, this is, what I should have done is I shouldn't have done any of this, none of this at all, and I should have waited to see what happens here. And I mean, on this attempt here is where I definitely know that I want to be in on this trade with a stop loss right underneath it. And I mean, just trying the rest of the day. It's so clear in hindsight, but in the middle of everything, that's just, it was messed up. Especially with all those limit orders, definitely caused me not to think that clearly about what it was I was doing. CVS. CVS was a gap and go up. Look at the picture. Gap and go up and the unusual buyer seller at 69. I remember this one. The 200 daily EMA or SMA was coming right here. It was at 69.15, and I didn't catch it until after I think I exited this trade. So CVS made a nice little doji here, looking pretty good. So my problem was put my order in at 68.50, but it didn't change the limit. So I think, yeah, this is the one where I only got filled 200 shares when I really wanted 700 shares. It's just a textbook gap and go scalp. You know, I blew it with you know, it's just my own mistake. So I took 150 off thinking I had 700, and then that was it. I mean, I traded it, you know, pretty much perfectly again. Took it where I wanted to right as I saw it started slowing down around my profit target. I do want to see it again. I'm trying to get 50 cents out of it. So 81. I wanted to see it at 90. So we got 90, and then I waited for a little bit of a pullback, and then saw a little bit, and that's where I took the rest. And then as we got above here, you know, I wait to see a spot hold, and it looks like that 9's holding. Boom, all out. I mean, I traded it fine, I just didn't have full size. So that's just the way that one goes too. I'm waiting to see this thing at 69. Whenever you see these little perfect little tops right here at whole numbers. That's what I'm looking for on my charts. I'm always watching out for those. So boom, 90. See all this order flow coming in, all at 90, not breaking. Definitely got my order in, got my limit correct this time, but problem was that 200 SMA. I mean, it's really perfect because this dude is selling all of those shares at this 90, thinking that, you know, all of these everyone's gonna try and go long on this opening range, on people like me, thinking that there's a hidden seller here and this stock wants to move even higher than it already is. And for the people that are unaware that there's very large resistance right above me. I mean, he definitely got me. Dude probably made a ton of money on that short. CVS trying to lower the rest of the day too. There he is again. See the order flow coming in, but nothing's happening. I mean, it's a scalp, so I'm only looking to get like 20 cents out of it in this case. Boom, you see all that orders coming in. Enter in, but there's nobody up there. Nobody else is buying. And I mean the stock fails and I'm all out immediately. So I lost 13 cents on it, which is I mean, you know, with the way the spread is, the way that the stock's trading, how fast it's moving, 13 cents really isn't that bad, especially for a scalp on this one and a failed breakout. So I mean, I'm okay with the loss there, but I managed the trade well, but the trade should have never taken place in the first place. That's the problem. MYL, the next problem. The SMB VWAP trade, shorted it here, covered it really quickly. I don't know. Yes, I remember. Shorted here, there was a hidden buyer, so instead of just waiting to see if we were going to break him like I used to in the past, I finally did it for the first time ever. I exited the trade near the hidden buyer and re-entered again below him. I think I only gave up like 4 cents doing that. But I mean, it turned out to be a good idea in the end. So I got my order in at 83 underneath this little consolidation. The pattern, again, is amazing. It kind of goes back to that Z, but I caught it on the first bounce instead of the second bounce. I mean, volume's okay. Kind of dipped off a little bit here, but that's fine. Got above it. Got stuffed right underneath. Now we're stuck below VWAP. 9 EMA is right on the VWAP, and it's a whole number. So I mean, the trade looks perfect. Looks really, really, really good. I'm taking 350 shares at 83. Let me check my numbers here, because this is the kind of setup that I think I should be getting really big on, because that looks really, really good. So I'm only risking $87. Risk is at 36. That's fine. Yeah, I got filled at 75. That's another reason. Only went a few cents against me. Ooh, that happened way too fast. What happened here? So I got short says 80. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. Because I cut my trade up in half, I counted it just as one trade in this case. So it just has 73, and I immediately notice it's always suspicious whenever there's just a 1 there and you're seeing things happen. It immediately causes suspicion. So right now, I should have realized it by now, and I should hit out right now. But I don't because two things. One, that means I have to move my mouse, click the buy all, and change this at the same time. And in the time it takes me to do that, I'm a little nervous that he's going to break, and then I'm going to be totally out of the trade and miss everything. I think I need to do it anyway, though. I just got to be as fast as I can about it. So now I end up setting up my order, but I didn't get out. So now I gotta wait for this thing to come back a little closer so that I can get a good exit without, just kind of blowing the trade, really. I don't know, though. I think what I'm doing right now is a little, I don't know. First and foremost, I should have gotten out, but I'm also, really risking it right now by not getting out. So I do get out, 76, it's fine. And it looks like the guy actually moved up to 75 or something. So we get back down to 73, now he's at 71. Break through it all, and I'm in at 71. Still back with 350, so it's alright. We good. Low day is at 35.50, so I should be looking to take anything off at 35.50, which was my profit target, which should have been my profit target. 35.50. Max variable 35.45. My problem with this one is I thought that, if we do end up getting underneath and make a new low a day, well, maybe we'll just keep going. I mean, if 50 doesn't act like anything, then okay, cool. So there was a big number there, big buyers at that 50, broke right through it pretty easily. Huge numbers there. And I mean, at this point, I'm like, okay, cool, we broke right through. Well, I'll just hold everything and wait for the retests. So I don't take anything. I'm holding it all here. Pops back up, I'm pretty much expecting it, expecting a retest. But again, to add a mistake on top of another mistake, I change my risk. I move my risk up to 80, which is pretty much where my entry was and where that 9 EMA might be if it gets back up there. We got a green candle on very low volume, which is a good sign. I put my stop. Do I put my stop in? I mean, the trade still looks great. There's no reason to be getting out of this thing. But I put my stop in at 80. And I think that was just because I didn't want to lose money on the trade. Again, it's a psychological thing. I think I'm putting my past trades into the way that I'm trading this trade. I was thinking about yesterday, I made a bunch of mistakes yesterday. I was red, and I don't want to make the same mistakes again, so I don't want to lose money on this trade. Well, none of that stuff matters. I gotta trade the trade. I can't trade what I feel like it's just a mistake. I mean, it gets up there, and that's what happens. I mean, it's the trade still. I mean, it looks fine still. It's just a pullback. You gotta be okay with waiting for the pullback. I mean, that's what it did. It came right back to VWAP, giving me another chance to add. It never got above those candles here. So, I mean, I definitely should not have gotten out on this retest here. If anything, I should have looked to add probably this candle or this candle here. Look to add into it. I mean, it just made me low a day. It just did exactly what I wanted to. It's just really bad trade management. So what is the mistake on this? Mistake is trading the current trade. So trading the trade with thoughts of my last trades in mind, not wanting to be red. Man, alright. DDD. Not doing these trades, I already did them. Go watch the other video. DDD, 2 SMB consolidation trades on DDD. So, quite late in the day, you know, maybe I should have taken a 5-minute picture of this one. So, very strong all day. Have a decent little pullback. This 1810's holding pretty well here. I get an entry as it busts back above the moving averages. Yeah, I'm gonna just see a video on this one. So, let's see. Risk is at 1811. That's a good spot. In at 1837. So I'm risking 26 to make 33, about a 1-to-1. No compliance issues. So I mean, the thing's been making new highs, new high lows, new highs, new high low. So this is the one that I decided to add in. I don't know why I waited this long to get into this trade, because there's a bunch of opportunities in here. But I think, yeah, it had to be the 50. The 50 coming up on it definitely made me decide that this is something that I want to be in. So I have a stop at 36 and 37 to get an entry in above these moving averages. Get in almost immediately. So, 3 to 11 below these candles here. You know, it gave it 2 attempts. Pop back above. That's good. Volume's ugly. Definitely don't like the volume. I don't know what the SPY has been doing. Let's just go back. Come on. So the SPY's actually moved up since I last got out. So you see it's 40 cent or down 40 here, and then now here's 5 minute. And now we're up at 20, so the SPY's moved up a little bit. Oh, also, yeah, looks like the 9 EMA's here as well, so it's definitely looking like a solid trade to get in here. Alright, so I'm in 350. Trying to take the thing towards high day again. Oh, shoot, 8 times. Wow, BLC is handling 8 times speed. How about that? I mean, the volume is so slow that you can still pretty much read this. I mean, it's slowly grinding up. Have a nice little pop there. Comes back for a little retest, fails. Comes back for a little retest again. This time it actually closes underneath the moving averages, which is definitely a case for concern. I mean, overall, though, the volume definitely isn't the greatest. And I think something that I need to be concerned about with this late in the day, taking trades these late in the day, that, I mean, I expect that it's going to take a while to be profitable. I expect that it's going to take some time, have multiple retests to get to high a day. But I think, you know, at the same time, it's just something you got to deal with, I guess. So now we're touching the 50 again. I mean, my risk is still my risk. I definitely shouldn't be changing my risk quite yet. So now it looks like 30 is holding really well. And I think this was the spot that I decided I wanted to add into this trade. Okay, you can see that 32 there. So right now is definitely setting up for a good chance to get back into this trade. I mean, right now, really, I could be adding into this, but it looks like I'm waiting for a breakout of consolidation in this here before I add it in again. So I got my order in at 41, trying to get in at 41. I mean, we're really getting stuck here. I think that 41's a bad idea, honestly. I think the best idea in this case, because it's so tight and it's so narrow, that it'd be pretty easy to get an entry in at like 35 or 36 and have 4 cents for a stop loss and see what happens. I mean, a 4-cent stop loss on 350 shares is like literally $20, if even that. So I mean, the risk reward is massive on this one. I don't know. I don't think I should be looking for a breakout of consolidation here, because what is $20? Because if I do keep going with what I got here, I'm now risking 9 cents instead, when I could be risking 4 cents. So I mean, it's literally 2 times the risk, regardless of the size. It's 2 times the risk, and it's always about minimizing risk. So if I want to minimize risk, is not being in a trade minimizing risk? I don't know. I think that just depends on the kind of trader you are. Because if I do put this order in at 41 and it never gets filled, well, then I never lose that $20. But I mean, if I'm that concerned with losing that extra $20, then I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think that alone is a reason to not get an early entry here. So I do get filled at that 41. I only got 200 shares though. I didn't get all 350. And I think pretty sure I noticed that, and I went back and I tried to get it at that 41 again, that extra 150. SPY's also still green. SPY moved up another 20 cents. Got that extra 150 down there. I get it, but now there's a problem. The problem is that we haven't made a new high, and this is the first time that we have failed to make a new high twice, really. I mean, again, it's another situation where this thing might want to come back to VWAP now because it's failing to move higher. The volume has seriously died out. I mean, but it's still technically sound, I guess. We haven't broken underneath this consolidation. So I mean, it's still okay, but it's definitely not looking the best anymore. So then we get down to that 32, and then I'm all out. And bust through. So I get out of 30, which is good, because we get a pretty big, I guess, relatively big move compared to everything else here. So I mean, I definitely stuck with the rules, but I think I could have done this one a little bit better again. I wasn't concerned with the 5-minute, really. Yeah, okay, I remember it again. Okay, so it pops back up, but it just continues to consolidate. I don't think that it ever ended up doing anything else. that day. So, yeah, this must have been it here. So there's where I got out, and then it fails pretty hard. So that's the other case there. I mean, I can, failed high of day longs. So I wrote failed shorts can turn into a squeeze, and failed high of day longs can turn into shorts. So I mean, those are two other scenarios, I guess, that could play out. Add to the playbook and see what happens. Okay, so ultimately with DDD, first entry fine. Second entry should have been earlier, and that add there probably shouldn't have happened. I probably just should have gone, okay, well, it's really not looking that good. Do I really care about that extra 150? I mean, at the same time, it was only a $60 loss, but I mean, it could have been a $30 loss, I guess. I don't know, something better. So, what was the mistake on that? Alright, so not reading price action correctly and adding on a breakout instead of early tight consolidation. Cool. I think that was it for that day. So then we got WP, an unusual buyer seller, and Yelp, which was an S&B consolidation trade. So this can go away. WP didn't seller. Very simple, very easy, but a loss nonetheless. So very obviously at 90. So it looks like it happened super fast. Spread gets a little crazy. I remember at some points, I mean, it's a big moving stock. It's already moved, a point and a half, just about. And the spread got kind of wide at some points. Volume's pretty high. So I got 15 cents of limit to give myself here. At the same time, I think even 15's too much, because if I got filled at 90.15 and the high a day is 90.46 and I'm already risking about 25 cents. I mean, yeah, it still makes sense, but at the same time, it failed to move above 25 in these cases. So, I mean, worst case scenario, it gets stuffed again at 25, and I mean, that's only 10 cents. I'm not going to be taking profit with 10 cents. So there's 90. What happened? I didn't see it. It happened so fast. 4 seconds in and out. What happened? See the flow coming in. Boom, I get filled at 90. And we're stuck immediately. I mean, it gets up to 90.02, and then you still see that the tape's flowing, but if the tape's flowing and it's not moving anywhere, it's probably not a good scalp. So I think I did the right thing there and got out when I got out. I'm going to watch one more time. There we go. So half speed this time. See, it's moving. Move and we break. There's just nothing special going on really. There's no big numbers, no solid colors. Just kind of got stuck there at that 90.02. I mean, if it doesn't do exactly what I want right away, then I don't really want to be a part of it. So that's okay. That was a good loss to take. Alright, so we got Yelp here. I'm looking to get a limit order filled at 46.15. Very solid opening drive here. Bounced off the 9, close to the VWAP. Made high a day. This candle right here is a good spot to get in for this trade as well. Gave it 2 attempts down here, failed both, and the 9's moving up on it. Definitely could have been a solid entry there. Next case though, makes new high, pulls back a little bit, gives me two little tests here, almost a third, almost a fourth. This is definitely the trade of the week. I'm super happy with my entry on this one. I was patient, I was waiting. I was like, let the price come to me. I mean, that 46.15 is definitely pushing it too, because if it gets lower than that 46.15, well, then you're already in danger of the trend breaking here underneath underneath this level here. But that's fine. It's like 13's holding. I mean, obviously, the tighter your risk is, the better. So immediately on the trade, I'm already up, which is definitely super good. Telling me I got a pretty good entry. And it's actually kind of interesting. Andrew Aziz, another YouTuber that I watch, actually lost a lot of money on this trade, and his entry, he went short this, and I went long this, and we just got in at pretty much the exact same time, and it's almost like I bought his shares from him. So we get a new high a day. I did not make the same mistake like I did with MYL. I take my profits, and with the other half I can just wait and see what happens. With the other half I can hold on for a retest, look to add again later. I can take more profit as it makes a new high a day, which is what I'm waiting for. Because ultimately with these ones, I like to be close to flat before I look to add into it again. I mean, obviously you want as much profit as you can possibly take, but at the same time I don't want to risk losing anything that I already got. So I do want to take more as it gets back up there. So we break new high a day. Maybe a little slow on taking profits again there. That's alright. I figured we'd get back up there again, and we do. So now I'm looking all ready again to take some profits. Still holding though. I see that red. Once I saw that red come in, once I saw the red come in, that was it. That was when I'm like, okay, I'm taking what I got, and we'll just see what happens with the rest. So right now I'm thinking 46.40 might be a next spot to add. Ultimately what I'm looking for is 2 tests of a level. Notice volume is absolutely dying. But the levels are still holding, but it's not consolidating enough for long enough for me to say that, okay, this looks like a good spot to get back into this. So then we get a really big push up. Volume starts growing again, and I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was 47.40. 47.35 is a daily resistance. So whenever we got close to that 47.35, I was telling myself, okay, this is where I need to look to take this last everything off, because I don't know, what's gonna happen. But it's a little different this time, because I've already taken profit and I'm risking 125 shares, so it's a fourth of my total position, and I'm okay letting that one go for a retest. We get up above that 35, and we're kind of sitting there a little bit. Oh shoot, I missed it all. And I do actually decide to get out there. I remember why too, because there was a might as well go through it all. There's a hidden seller here, or not hidden seller, just big sellers there at 47.50. And after I saw him, I was like, okay, this definitely needs to be a spot. No, come on. At that 47.50, I was like, this is definitely a spot that I need to get out, wait for some more consolidation, look to re-enter again if it happens like that. But so you get that 50, you see them all stacking up there, and it's just massive. So at that point, I was like, okay, yes, I need to take everything. So I took it at 39, maybe a little late. That's all right though. I think what I wanted to do was wait and just see what would happen, because you know this whole time, really just lately, this whole week, these big sellers, big buyers just get taken out almost immediately. So I wanted to wait a little bit and see if we got up there again, see if we could break it again, make another push, but we didn't. So I decided to wait, get all out, and then wait to see what would happen. And I turned it off before we get there, but we did, and it broke him almost immediately. Like, I think it was that next minute. Yeah, I got out there, and then we popped above, got below, popped above, got back below, set up for another little area down there at that 47. But again, it's just not enough. And I think like somewhere around here, I was already done trading, so I just said, you know, let it go. It is what it is. Though for the entire day, I think Yelp ended up being like a really big winner. Yeah, just looking at it here. Where was it? Yeah, that's 47.50 right here. Ended up getting up to 49.50. Almost $50. So I mean, I definitely could have traded this. You know, here's another really good spot to get back in. It's 47, 78, 79 level. Holding this pretty clear. So I mean, I definitely missed out again on a little bit of profit, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. So then for these trades, I already did a recap. Trying to think exactly what it was that went wrong. ESRX, NEO was just ugly, really low volume, low everything. Just probably shouldn't have traded that at all. RDFN, really shouldn't have traded at all. I took it right into resistance, or support in this case, just the opposite end. Shorted into support, the numbers just didn't make sense. Same with NEO, really. ESRX, what happened on ESRX? Alright, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Just for ESRX, though. What happened on ESRX? Okay, I only got filled 111. I tried to split my order up on this one. I just shouldn't have done that. I should have just gone full size right here from the beginning. Still wouldn't have gotten filled full size, but just should have done it anyway. A long time ago, I made a mistake. I think it was on CVS too. I made the mistake of entering a stock based on the S&P, and in this case, I exited the stock based on the S&P. And I just need to know, you know, I exited the trade because of SPY. Just trade the stock and react. Don't predict. And I mean, I reacted to the SPY, or no, I predicted that this wasn't gonna do anything. If I reacted, I wouldn't have gotten out, and I would have waited to see what would happen. You know, it would have been like a $70 winner, only because I didn't get filled all the way. I didn't want to add at high of day either, just because the numbers didn't make sense. I mean, there was another daily resistance up here. It just, the numbers didn't make sense on that one, so that's the way that one went. And then the add later was just bad trading again. It was just it was FOMO. We were below the moving averages in between the VWAP and volume dying off again. We're getting into like 20,000s every minute, which is just super low. So I mean that just ended up being a bad trade. So all right, that is gonna be it for the review. If you have made it this far into the video, you are definitely one of very few that I guess, one, cares about my videos, and two, cares about your own education. Because I know these videos definitely would be helpful to anybody, just going over mistakes and kind of getting an idea of, you know, how you can look at your own trading, really. So props to you if you made it this far. Other than that, I'm definitely not too upset with this week. You know, I got my mistakes in order. You know, I know what I did wrong, I know what to fix, I know what to avoid, what not to do. So I am definitely looking forward to trading again on Monday, so I will be making a video then.